Hi listeners, it's Sam here from Property Hub Invest. We love sharing our take on the market with you each week, but we're just as curious to hear about yours. What are you seeing out there? What's working for you right now? And what's got you worried? We've put together a quick survey to find out. It'll only take a couple of minutes, but it will generally help shape what we talk about on future episodes. Head to propertyhub.net/survey to have your say.
Hey everyone, it's Rob B here with Rob D, and this is a really fun episode. This is one that you're going to be opening Amazon to buy things. You're going to be suddenly finding you've got a lot less free time because we're giving you the best TV shows. This is the best of Hub Extra. All our favourite resources over the last few years condensed into one episode. We know this is going to be a very popular one.
Welcome to the Property Podcast. In case you don't know, we run a business that arranges more than £100 million worth of property transactions every year. You can find out about that at propertyhub.net/invest. But we do have interests outside property. And since 2014, we've been bringing you some of our favourites on this show. But which ones have stood the test of time? Which ones do we still stand behind today? That is the question we're answering. We're bringing you the best of the best on this week's show.
Lots of exciting stuff coming up in this episode, but before we begin, let's start off with our news story of the week. It comes courtesy of Landlord Today, and the headline reads, "Massive growth of landlord companies still accelerating." And this news story covers that landlord companies, limited companies, is on the up. So last year was a record year with 34,000 or just over 34,000 new companies formed for buy-to-let purposes. And this year, it's on track to exceed that number again, which is interesting, right? Because last year wasn't exactly a stellar year for property. And this year, arguably, sentiment is even worse. So why is this happening? Well, you could go, well, smart money's moving in, which is partly true. I think that is part of the reason. People can see the yields available. They can see that there's deals to be done. And that's amazing. But I actually also think that it's just the path forward for the vast majority of investors now. This is not tax advice, and you shouldn't go ahead and form a limited company without speaking to a tax advisor. But the chances are it is going to be the way forward for you. And with a new prime minister and rumours of different tax changes coming in, I think the argument for going down this route is only going to become stronger. So I wouldn't be surprised that even if the market wasn't as attractive next year, and it's pretty attractive at the moment in terms of investment opportunities, I'd still expect that number to carry on increasing and going up, because for the vast majority of people, it is the way forward. But do remember, this is not tax advice. It's a trend that we're reporting on. It's a trend that doesn't surprise us. But just because you've heard somebody read out a news story, I wouldn't build your whole tax strategy around that. So be warned, do get tax advice, but it's an interesting trend to follow.
Right, Rob, so let's get into it. We've been making recommendations every week for more than a decade, which is crazy. Shockingly, not all of them have turned out to be amazing in retrospect. Some have had more staying power than others. So this week, we are looking at the best of the best, the recommendations for books, TV shows, podcasts, tech, and more that have stood the test of time, that we're either still using today or that we would still fully stand behind and recommend today. So we've broken this up into categories. Why don't we start with books? Because there are books that are a little bit disappointing. There are books that you read and go, oh yeah, that was good, but it doesn't really stick with you. But then there are books that you're still talking about years later. What are some of those for you?
Yeah, these are the type of books that when my friends come to me and say, Rob, give me a book, which happens quite regularly actually, these are the books that I'm like, have you read these? These are like the go-tos, because there's just nobody that I've recommended these books to that's gone, oh, it was only average. Like, everyone's loved them. I'm going to give you some summer reads because we're in summertime. Some summer reads. Maybe you get to spend a bit of time by the pool this year or whatever you like to do on your holidays. But here are a few summer reads that I know you will enjoy. So first, I'm going to pick Bad Blood. That's a great book. It's actually a true story. There's been a TV series created off the back of this book now. If you've not watched the TV series and you've not read the book, well, then you are in great luck. That is absolutely brilliant. Another one I can highly recommend is American Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
So where Bad Blood is a true story based on a medical scam, I don't want to say too much because it's such a great story, but that's a medical scam. American Kingpin, Rob, it's all about drugs. It's a great book. It's an incredible true story. And it's one of those books that I just didn't want to end.
It's unbelievable. I think it's one of my favorites of all time. Still can't believe it's a true story. And the way it's told is just phenomenal. I'd say if I were making my like pure enjoyment recommendation, that would be top of my list. If I were making a has the potential to change your life recommendation, then it would be Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. You think you get the concept from the title, but actually going through and fully absorbing what he says has the potential to bring about real changes in the decisions that you make about your life. And I've spoken to countless people who have made important changes based on this book. So that's a big one for me.
A couple of autobiographies for you that, again, I know you're going to enjoy. First is Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I promise you, if you're not an Arnie fan, you will still enjoy this book. And you might even become
You
one.
will be by the end of it.
Yeah. I really believe that you will be. What this man has achieved is unbelievable. Do not think it's a muscle guy that went into movies. I promise you, you have no idea if that's what you think. And I can understand why a lot of people would think that, because, why would you study his life? But this book is an inspiration story. It really is. I promise you. Like, contact me. If you read this and you're not inspired, I'll refund you. Like, honestly, it's that good. And then another autobiography, which is just so entertaining and beautifully written, is Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. What a book, Rob. Like, I love his voice. Like, the fact that he narrated it is just amazing. Like, his voice is incredible. And I think because his voice is beautiful, like, it makes the story even more beautiful as well. I don't know, it's like a chicken soup autobiography. You just feel good listening to it, and really funny as well.
Yeah, it's a really, really great recording. I'd definitely listen to that on audio. And the final one for me, because my reading does tend to be more kind of, I suppose, self-help than anything else. So on the fitness side, Outlive by Peter Attia. Now, does turn out that he was in the Epstein files, Peter Attia, and it might be slightly compromised as an individual, but as a book, the great thing about this is it cuts through so much of the nonsense that you see around health and like figure out like what are the few things that you need to do to really focus on to have what most of us really want, right? Which is to be in great shape in our 70s, 80s and beyond. So sometimes you have to make a distinction between the author and the work, and this is one of those times. I still stand behind Outlive.
And I'll give you a couple of business books if you are into business or want to start one. Rockefeller Habits, such a great book for how to structure your business as it grows. Once you start a business, going from idea that's proven to growing it out, it's like, oh, how do you do that? Where's the map? This book does a great job of helping you. We've absolutely used a lot of what's in that book that still exists today in the business. But even the stuff that we've just done for a while and then moved on to other things, it was still really useful to do that. So definitely check that book out. And I also really enjoyed 0 to 1 as like a business thought piece by Peter Thiel. Yes, if he sounds familiar, he's a bit of a controversial character as well, but he was part of the PayPal mafia, one of the founders. He also invested very early into Facebook. And he has done a great job with that book as well. Rob, I think that's a lot of books, but they are all worthy of a mention and all worthy of a purchase. I don't think there's a single person who'll pick one of those books up and be disappointed. No,
they are all very, very strong recommendations. Something else we've recommended a lot of over the year is TV and YouTube stuff to watch. And a big change over the years has been the move of our consumption habits from TV to YouTube. And then even within YouTube, you used to subscribe to channels. And now once you've got the algorithm trained, it kind of throws things at you. So it's quite hard to make recommendations because it all becomes so specific and personal.
Yeah, my algorithm's got laser focused and wait for it. You're going to know how fun I am. Most of my videos seem to be chess related, paddle related, or AI related. Yeah, it's a fun weekend when you spend it with Rob B. And they are the videos that I tend to get more than any other. Oh, and some Liverpool videos, but they've been a bit depressing over the last season. They are the videos I tend to get. I can give you quickly some of the channels. I'm not going to go into great depth, but if you are interested in any of those subjects, then for chess, I'd recommend Anna Kramling, Gotham Chess, and also Alex Banzia. I think I've said his name correctly. They are really good chess YouTubers, all very different, and all will help you at different stages of your chess journey. And for paddle, I would go Paddletico. What a great YouTuber he is. Everything Paddle. That's another great paddle channel. And a small one, a niche one, and hasn't got that many subscribers yet, but I just really like him because he's just really real. Precision Paddle. I mean, that's another great YouTube channel. And then finally, AI. I actually hop between a lot, but The Next New Thing, and that's by Andrew Warner. That's very good. Nate Herk, Herk. Again, very good. Lots of good stuff from him. And if you want a more accessible one with AI, Futurepedia has a lot of like intro stuff, which I think most people are at. The other two are quite advanced, but if you're looking for getting into AI and understand it a bit further, his YouTube channel's really good as well.
Yeah, the beauty of YouTube is it gets to know you and it delivers you what you want, which does make it hard to give general recommendations. I think if I were to pick one that I've talked about in the past that I would still highlight for pretty much anyone, it would be CoffeeZilla. So here's the internet's private detective, is how he brands himself. He does investigations into crypto scams, online influencers, and he's really gone from strength to strength over the years. He's got millions of subscribers now, which means he can do bigger and better investigations. So I definitely recommend that one. On the traditional TV side, if I were to pick one recommendation from all our past, it's got to be Succession. Succession is still absolute peak TV for me. In fact, now I mention it, I'm going to watch it again. It's so good.
I'm going to go for a different one. And having children of different ages, trying to find something that everybody wants to watch is really difficult. But Race Across the World delivers time and time again. Doesn't matter what season, whether it's celebrities or not. My kids don't know the celebrities. A lot of people watching probably don't know the celebrities as well. But this show is just so well done. It's just really well done. And it's always given me a bit of a travel bug and wants to explore new places. But also, and more importantly, it's landed with every family member who's watching it, no matter what their age or interests. So it's a really good family show. I'm going to pick one TV show that I'd still recommend strongly today. It's going to be Race Across the World.
Let's talk podcasts, Rob. And again, podcasts are tricky because they can be so personal. And I listen to various about macroeconomics and stuff, which are probably not going to be big favourites for many people. But there are a couple of more general ones that I've talked about in the past, which I still strongly rate. One is If Books Could Kill, which is basically just tearing apart the classic self-help books in a really, really funny way. And the other would be My First Million, which I know you're a fan of as well. It is businessy, but you'd probably call it business entertainment. So I think loads of people could enjoy that.
Yeah, mine are all very niche as well, but two broader ones that others might enjoy is The Missing Crypto Queen. We've recommended that, I think, maybe a couple of times on Hub Extra over the years because it's been updated. But if you've not listened to that yet, you're so lucky that you get to start it and listen through that for the first time. That's a really good podcast series. It's just a series, so it does end, so you're not committed to going week after week. It's very good, though. And a really useful one, and I really like how it's done, is Nothing Much Happens, which is a podcast to help you relax and sleep. I listen to it occasionally. My daughter also likes it just as a bedtime story sometimes to listen to. It's really nice. It's just a really good podcast. And if you have trouble falling asleep, then that could be a good one to check out. So normally on Hub Extra, another category that we cover is tech. But it's a bit of a weird world with tech at the moment because AI is taking, well, I hope not, but taking over. It's so transformational and you can build your own apps now. Some stuff we would have recommended in the past, like a scanner app, for example. Well, you could do that now yourself. You don't need dedicated apps. The world is being disrupted. Apps are being disrupted. So our strong recommendation around tech now in this Best of Hub Extra is to immerse yourself within this world because you can be a front runner. It's still very early. It doesn't feel like it sometimes if you start getting into this. You can feel like you're getting left behind. But then when you talk to normal people, they're just not doing this type of stuff. So we've recommended some YouTube channels. But Rob, let's give some real life examples of some of the stuff we've done.
Yeah, so a fun one, which I talked about on the show before, which I'll link to again, is a tax receipt. I saw someone say, wouldn't it be great if you actually got a receipt when you paid your tax bill showing where your money's really gone? So I thought, that would be fun. Let's build it. And in literally minutes between calls while I was doing this in the background, put together a website where you can put in your salary and it'll give you an exact breakdown of everything that you paid for. That was a fun one. And a useful one I did just the other day was something very familiar to property investors. You'll see something on your credit file and it'll turn out that an electricity supplier from years ago reckons that you missed some payments on one of your rental properties. You didn't. It was actually the tenant's responsibility. But proving that is a giant pain. Doesn't have to be though, because I had Claude hooked up to my Gmail and my Google Drive. So I got it to go and find all the statements, all the documentary evidence, everything, put it all together and write the letter that I needed. It took a couple of minutes where previously it would have been loads of annoying searching through. And Rob, one of the questions that people will have from that is, well, how? How do you hook Claude up to your emails? Well, the answer is ask AI. And that's what it all comes back to. Anything that you don't know how to do, you can just ask. And if you don't understand the answer it gives you, ask it to explain again more simply. And from that starting point, you can get literally anywhere you can imagine.
You can. If you've got an app idea in your head that will help you in your life, you can probably build it. I built a chess coach. That's quite complex when you think about it, a chess coach, to be able to analyze games. I did it in between tasks in the morning. I built dashboards that extract data across the entire business in minutes. It doesn't take long at all to build these things now. Open up Claude, open up CoWork, and you've got to download Claude on your desktop to do that, so you can't use it in a browser, and tell it what you want to build, and then say, help me. What do I need to do? What do I need to hook up? Give me all the steps. It will do that for you. So let's say you want to build an app for your property portfolio, and it does X, Y, and Z. You know what? You'll be able to do it. You may feel like you can't, but you really can. You just need to ask for it to help you and guide you, and it will do it. It even gives you like prompts to put into your terminal if needed. So it might say, all right, you need to open your terminal, copy and paste this. If that doesn't even make sense to you, what I've said, don't worry. The point is, I'd never opened a terminal on a computer until a few months ago, and I've done it multiple times since, and now it feels really easy. It's a great tutor. It will guide you through. You need the idea and then the confidence to work with it to create the idea, but you do not need technical expertise. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. They think, well, I can't do that because I've never been able to do that, but you really can now.
So that was the best of Hub Extra. Some recommendations to make your summer more entertaining, more useful, and a call to action to build your own Hub Extras. And if you do build anything cool, send it in. We'd love to see it. We love this stuff.
Oh, definitely.
That is us done for this week, though. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi listeners, it's Sam here from Property Hub Invest. We love sharing our take on the market with you each week, but we're just as curious to hear about yours. What are you seeing out there? What's working for you right now, and what's got you worried? We've put together a quick survey to find out. It'll only take a couple of minutes, but it will generally help shape what we talk about on future episodes. Head to propertyhub.net/survey to have your say.